It begins with a phone call. Not just any call, but the voice of a young mother fighting for her life. Denise Amber Lee. A normal afternoon in Florida turned into a nightmare that still echoes through history. What you are about to hear are the moments when Denise, stolen from her home, trapped in a car with her abductor, used her only weapon, her voice. This is the story told through her final 911 calls, every second pulling you deeper into the terror she lived. And the silence that followed. The day had been calm, sunlight on the blinds, children playing in the background. Then, the sound of a door forced open. Heavy footsteps, a stranger's voice. Denise was taken, dragged away as her children cried. Hours later, the phone line opened. Her voice was unsteady, words catching on her breath. "Please, I'm in a car. I don't know where I am." Each syllable cut with panic. Behind her, another voice growled low, commanding, full of menace. Quiet, the line trembled with the weight of two worlds colliding. Hope and terror. The operator's voice pushed steady questions, pulling for landmarks, for anything that could lead them closer. Denise gasped out fragments. Trees, highway, I think a sign. Her voice cracked, rising with desperation. "Please, I just want to go home. My kids, my babies." The words broke. The silence after was heavy, almost final. Then the man's voice tore through, sharp as a knife. "Enough! Shut up!" A scuffle, muffled static. The line fell quiet, until her whisper returned, faint but still alive. While Denise clung to the line, another call came in. A driver's voice, rushed, shaken. "There's a car. A woman in the back. She's pounding on the window." Her words spilled out, frantic, giving details, the make, the color, the road. It was a fleeting glimpse of hope, a second thread tying Denise to the world outside. 2 calls, 2 chances. But the minutes bled away too fast. The road stretched too wide. And shadows seemed to swallow the trail before it could be traced. Back inside the moving car, Denise's voice quivered, fighting to stay. "Please, he's got me. I don't know where." The operator urged her on, steady, firm. "Keep talking. Don't stop." Denise's breath stuttered, but her courage pressed forward. Her words became both a map and a goodbye. Each detail she gave was a fight against the silence pressing in, a battle against the man who sat inches from her, listening, waiting, ready to end the sound of her voice forever. The man snapped again, sharper, angrier. "Shut your mouth! Now!" The phone shifted, a hand covering, a burst of muffled static. The line nearly broke. But then, through the crackle, Denise's whisper slid through, raw and trembling. "Please, find me. Don't let him." The sound was almost swallowed by the roar of the road. It was the voice of a mother who knew her time was slipping, who still fought with every breath to leave behind a trail for someone, anyone, to follow. The dispatcher leaned closer into the silence, her voice calm but urgent. "Stay with me, Denise. Keep talking. Don't stop." The line hissed, carrying only faint breath. Then Denise's words returned, broken, fragile. "I'm scared. Please hurry. She tried to name the roads, the sounds outside, anything. The world blurred past her window, but her mind clung to fragments, pieces of survival. Each detail was a candle in the dark, a signal flaring against the inevitable. Back at home, her husband's voice had already cut through another 911 line, frantic, desperate, telling them she would never leave the children. Never. His words carried certainty. This was wrong. This was danger. The police pieced it together, calls overlapping, threads weaving into a map they couldn't quite see. Time was slipping. Denise's voice remained their only compass. Each second she spoke bought them a chance, but each second brought her closer to silence. Inside the car, tension thickened. The man grew restless, his tone sharp, threatening. The phone rustled, her voice muffled. Then, clear again, her plea cut through. "Please, I just want to go home." The simplicity of it struck like thunder. Not complicated, not long. Just a mother begging for her children. Every word sounded like the last. Her breaths trembled between syllables, the line carrying both her terror and her refusal to give up. Another witness spotted the car. Another call. I saw a woman. She looked terrified, her hands against the glass. The pieces stacked higher, but distance and time worked against them. The police scrambled, roads crisscrossed, sirens screamed into the night. Somewhere ahead, Denise's voice still clung to the line, but the strength was fading. The calls were becoming harder to follow, her energy draining, her world narrowing into whispers that sounded more like echoes. The operator pressed, voice trembling now too. "Denise, keep talking. Don't give up. We're coming." Silence. Then a faint gasp. "Tell my babies I love them." The words cracked, heavy with finality, yet still defiant. She had been stolen, trapped, silenced, but her last gift was a message carried through the wires, stamped forever into history. It was not just fear. It was courage. Courage wrapped in the voice of a mother who refused to vanish without leaving love behind. Then the line fell quiet. Static hummed. No more words, no more whispers, only the sound of an operator calling into the dark. Police searched, sirens cut through streets, witnesses replayed what they had seen. But Denise's voice, her final battle, had already ended. Hours later, they found her, but not in time. The calls had carried her strength, her fight, her desperate will to survive. And though the line had fallen silent, her voice still echoes, haunting, unforgettable. Long after the line went dead, investigators replayed the calls again and again. Each word Denise spoke was proof of her bravery. Each moment she kept that phone alive, bought time, gave hope, painted a trail. But the cruel truth remained. Time had run faster than help. The system that should have saved her was too slow, too scattered. What lingered was not only grief, but the haunting echo of what might have been if every piece had fallen into place. And tonight, her voice still lingers, not in the wind, not in the silence of an empty room, but in the recordings that millions have heard. A mother's final call for help, a plea that reminds us how fragile safety is, how quickly ordinary life can shatter. You have heard Denise Amber Lee's last words. Once you hear them, you cannot forget them. That's the weight of truth, the echo that never fades.